Bonk, bonk, bonk. Hey everybody, Mike Fink here with Backpacking TV, and I get asked a question very, very frequently. People come to me and they say, Mike, I'm such an experienced outdoors person. I've hiked for thousands and thousands of miles. I know the woods like the back of my hand. How on earth can I possibly get lost with so much experience in the wilderness? And to that I say, I have a foolproof method that even the most experienced outdoors person can use to have the experience of getting lost in the woods. So today we're going to talk about the method to get lost in the woods like a pro. So what I did is I set up my tent, and then, and this is probably the most important step in the whole process, is I waited until after dark.
One of the reasons why I prefer getting lost in the woods at night is because of the way that our eyes work and the way our brains process information. So whenever we see something, maybe something that we use as a marker to help us guide our way, maybe a tree or a funny looking rock or a log, we don't really see those objects. We see the light that bounces off those objects and back into our eyes. So whenever we're hanging out in the woods in the middle of the day, well, that light's going to be pretty even and pretty consistent. But if we're using one of these babies here, then the light comes from a singular fixed source that is constantly changing angle and direction based on the way we're looking. So that thing that you're using as a trail marker, well, it might not look like that same thing if you stand just a few feet to the right or a few feet to the left, or if you're coming at it from another direction.
So this is step number 3 in the process, is leave your place of safety confident that you can find your way back. So what I did in this circumstance was I started at my tent and then I made my way down, just far enough away to not be able to see my tent very well. And it was there that I started collecting firewood. Collecting firewood makes it very, very easy to get lost, because what you're doing is you are staring straight at the ground, you're losing all sense of direction, and you're spinning around in circles as you pick up a stick over here and you pick up a log over here. It's very easy to lose your sense of direction, and that's exactly what we want. Upon trying to return to my camp, I didn't make my way back here. I made my way over here. Now I've got a pretty good idea of where my tent is because I'm kind of on a cliff face here, and over the cliff I can kind of see the city lights, which gives me a pretty good idea of the direction of my tent relative to where I am. So in trying to make it back to my tent, I pull this little number right here, walking almost directly over it and several yards past. So one of the best strategies to getting lost is, once you make it to this point where you really have no idea where you are anymore, is to pick a direction and just kind of panic and go in that direction really fast. That's what a lot of people do that helps them get lost. I didn't do that this night because I did kind of want to get back to my tent to sleep. I actually thought that I was over here. In trying to get back to my tent, I made multiple little excursions out this way and doubled back and came back to this spot. There was a nice weird tree here. I'm gonna go ahead and draw that. It's like a nice weird tree that I sort of used as a little home base. Eventually, after trying a few different little scouting missions this way, I was able to come over here, and through the headlight that I was using, I was able to see some reflector strips on my tent shining. And I knew, that's where my spot is. So obviously, this video is a bit of a goof here. I'm just playing around. This is a real thing that happened to me very recently. And I was lost for maybe 10 minutes. Not a super big brain move on my part, so that's why I wanted to talk about it. Because I'm not here to be Mr. Big Brain. If I make a goof while I'm camping, I want to tell you about it so it doesn't happen to you.
Have y'all ever seen that movie, The Blair Witch Project? I love that movie, and I think it's such an enduring classic, not just because of the spooky, scary witch or whatever it is, but because it's the movie that most accurately portrays what it's like to get lost in the woods at night. It's almost like your eyes, your ears, everything conspires to keep you confused. Time and space distorts to keep you confused. And that's a movie that very well captures that feeling. So at the end of the day, my suggestion is, if you're gonna be walking around your camp at night, maybe you're gonna leave your camp, I recommend you don't. I suggest having some kind of light source within your camp that helps serve as a beacon for you to find your way back, should you decide to take a little stroll. Again, I don't suggest it.
That's about it for me. I hope you all have a good one. Say bye-bye, Kitty. I featured her prominently in this one. She's a little movie star, and she loves the camera, doesn't she?
She loves the camera. Yes, she does. Oh, she's so pretty. Oh, she's so pretty. I could just gobble her up.
All right. Catch you guys later. And I'm about to catch some mitts to the face. All right. You all have a good one.